the jungle's back, got the natty pack in the orange and black.
Welcome to Week 14 of the Cincinnati Bengals Weekly Show on the Grueling Truth Radio Network, brought to you by Gridiron Mo, a new interactive football app where you get to call what you think the offense or defense should do during a live NFL game and see what all other fans have called also. Check out Gridiron Mo at www.gridironmo.com. As always, I'm your host for the Bengals Weekly Show, Mike Goodpaster. I want to welcome in my co-host, Joe Kelly. How you doing, Joe?
Oh, Mike, I'm doing great, man. It's awesome. This is Steeler Week. You know, this is one of the biggest weeks in Cincinnati, and I'm just ecstatic with Big Leon Churchy being a part of this Bingo Week, Steeler Week game, so we can really talk some good. We can have some good conversation. But I think my Bengals are ready, man. This is a huge week for the city of Cincinnati and for the Bengal Houday Nation.
All right, as you said, we have a Pittsburgh Steelers representative on the show. Welcome to the Grueling Truth, former All-Pro lineman Leon Searcy.
What's going on? Steelers in the house.
See, that's all a Steeler fan can say. Joe had a well thought out sentence there and everything. You get a Steeler fan on, they go, Steelers in the house. So that's one of our guests, but we also have a special guest, 1988 Rookie of the Year for the Cincinnati Bengals, Ickey Woods. How you doing tonight, Ickey?
Hey, Houday, baby, Houday. Woo, let's get it in. Time to spank that Steeler butt.
Like I told you, he was going to be ready, Mike. He's fired up.
Oh yeah. It's been a long time since we've been this fired up about our Bengals, man. But I tell you what, though, man, this is going to be a great measuring stick for us because it's always a good fight, no matter what our record is when the Bengals play the Steelers, and it's going to be a hard-fought match. And it's going to be a hard-hitting game, so I can't wait to see what transpires.
All right. Usually at this point, me and Joe go over the last game, but Joe, I think you could agree with me. There's not much to go over there playing the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, we what happened? We expected it to happen. Cleveland is in a really bad position, and I even think that Mr. Searcy would agree that there wasn't much conversation in regards to last week's game with the Bengals and the Browns. Everything that we expected to happen happened. So I don't think as a Bengal fan, as a team, the Bengal Nation, that we really put a lot of stock into us beating the Browns 37-3. But the fact of the matter, I'm glad everybody came out of that game healthy, relatively healthy. We do have a couple of issues this week, but it's nothing like coming in a win. The Steelers they had a huge win last week. They're relatively healthy, like us. So now Sunday it's mano y mano, baby. Don't matter what you say, you line up, we line up, and let's get this thing going. 1:00 Sunday, baby.
All right, now we'll go to Ickey. Yeah. Ickey was a running back. He was on the 88 Bengals team that was a high-flying offense to about three-quarters of the way through the season. And then basically yourself, James Brooks, Stanley Wilson, took over running the ball behind a great offensive line led behind Anthony Munoz. And I see a little bit of similarity here where it seems like Jeremy Hill's starting to get started a little bit more. What's your take on the Bengals running game?
Running game is nice. You know, I like the 1-2 punch they got in Hill and Giovanni. Those guys are starting to pick it up, and it's gonna come down to who can run the ball more effectively on Sunday. You know, whose run game is going to take over, and get run some of that time off the clock and keep that possession. Time of possession is going to be real big in this game. Who can sustain drives and take the ball down the field and put points on the board.
Yeah, and you talk about that. I think playing with poise is huge for the Bengals in this situation. They've had problems with that before. You had a lot of bad tempers after the last game. Vontaze Burfict with a clean hit that knocked out Le'Veon Bell. Leon, you want to address the Pittsburgh side here with all the whining and crying about that, even though it was a legal hit?
First of all, I can't even believe y'all consider the Browns essentially y'all bye week. All right, y'all got some grown-ass men y'all going to play this coming up week. We rock and rolling.
Are we playing the Patriots already?
I mean,
Go ahead, Leon.
Come on now. That was like scrimmaging your JV team, the Browns. The Browns are in disarray. You can't even count them as a victory, to be honest with you. Y'all see, here's the thing. We've been the bullies on the block for so long, and y'all got a nice little record, and you got a nice little win streak going on it. But y'all got some men y'all going to play on Sunday. Steelers, I wish we were healthy. Y'all got us, we're at about 85, 90% right now. But I tell you what, if we can keep Big Ben upright, now I give it to you. Your defensive front is rock solid. The linebackers are solid. Your DBs, they're not bad. But I think that we've got enough weapons. This isn't still a team of old. Steelers in the past were known for running the game, pounding the ball. But when you got Big Ben back then, we're going to line up 3-4 wide to protect Big Ben. I mean, we're going to put up 500 yards of offense. We've done it for the last
Stop that, man. You don't put up no 500. Man, come on, man.
The last 4 games, we averaged 529 yards of offense.
Y'all ain't played nobody defensive-wise in the last 3 games, man.
Y'all played the Browns, man. That was a scrimmage.
Y'all did too. That's when you got one of your 500-yard games against the Browns.
That was taking your little brother outside and beating him up. Y'all got to
so you got to understand that y'all took him out and beat him up too for 500 yards. And then you got the coach with y'all beat them up for 500 yards.
I'm giving
you Mike.
Yeah, Joe.
Mike, let me jump in for Mr. Searcy right here, because Mr. Searcy was talking about being the big brother. Well, I know in the 70s they were the big brother. Recently they've been big brother. But in the 80s, you guys were the little sister. Let's put that on the table.
I was trying to be respectful.
I came in the 86. You guys were the little sister. So
hey, Joe Kelly played at a time from 86 through 90 where I think the Steelers only beat the Bengals twice, wasn't it, Joe?
Yeah, they were the little sister. I talked to Bubby Brister, Louis Lip, Hunt Ilkin, all that. My boy Mike Merriweather, great players. But you guys were the little sister to us. So understand, in this relationship that we have, that we built, you have been the little sister, Mr. Searcy, in this game. We're going to go forward, Mike, for the first of the show. We're going to go forward, and we're going to talk the present. We're going to talk reality. We're not going to bring up Mean Joe Green and
no, we're not.
All those
all
guys.
I know is this. Mr. Joe, all I know is this. If we go to the dance, we always brought the pretty girl. Y'all always dance with us. That's been the history over the last couple of decades. We've always danced with the pretty girl. Y'all have always had the pretty.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I've been to games in Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and seen a lot of Pittsburgh Steeler fans. There ain't no pretty girls there to dance with, Leon.
Oh, it's plenty. You have to look in the right place.
You have to look under a rock to find them, huh? All right, well, let's get to it. Leon,
you came out of Cincinnati.
Leon just said they were going to put up 400 or 500 yards. We know Pac-Man Jones looks like he's not going to be able to play. Joe, how did the Bengals go about defending Ben Roethlisberger?
Well, it's like I said, I've always said this the entire season. Our team is predicated on the success of our defensive line. Our defensive line, I think our guys, Geno Atkins, Dunlap, are playing at an extremely high level right now, and I think they're going to pose a problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even though with Pac-Man being out for this game, like I heard he's going to be out, I think if our defensive line can do or just duplicate what they did in Pittsburgh, Because you understand, with Big Ben and Antonio Brown and the high-powered offense that they had, these guys were present in Pittsburgh. And those guys scored 6. So, with I think the key to a Bengal victory is going to be our defensive line and our linebackers. Our linebackers in our, gap control. Our linebackers filling the holes, and if we can stop their run, and Big Ben, this is not Seattle, man. This is not Cleveland. This is the 2015 Cincinnati Bengals. Ben is not going to sit back there and pat the ball and pick out what receiver he's going to throw it to. What's going to happen? Ben is going to go through his progression. And he's going to have 1, 2, 3 on the 3-step drop. He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if his ass doesn't get rid of that ball, Dunlap, Atkins, all those guys are going to come, and you're going to see Big Ben wincing or throwing an interception like he did when we came to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, now, Icky, you want to touch a little bit on what you think the keys for the Bengals offense is to score points on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense?
Yeah, it's up front, just like on the defensive side of the ball, we have to be able to control the line of scrimmage and keep Andy upright. Just like for Pittsburgh to be successful, they got to keep Ben up and standing. But that Pittsburgh defense has gotten better as the year progresses, and it's going to be a tough task. But I think the guys will be up to it, and we're going to have to put together some drives and sustain some drives and make sure when we get in the red zone, we get touchdowns and not settle for field goals.
Yeah, and Leon, the Steelers have the 29th they've given up the 29th most passing yards in the NFL. How do you think that the Steelers control the Bengals offense? Which, by the way, the Bengals offense is 4th in points scored, Pittsburgh's 5th.
Well, I'm glad they don't play the game on. That's for one. For two, I hope Pittsburgh going to this game. This is a playoff game, and we all know how it ended in the playoff game. So I think the Steelers, in order to control the game, you've got to be rock solid. You got to stop the run. You got to ultimately put Andy Dalton in a position where he has to throw the ball. And you're right, our secondary, I'm scared of our secondaries. But it's up to the guys up front. I mean, we got to put together a blitz package where we can guys coverages, bring guys here, bring guys there, stunt, blitz, twist, whatever we need to do. But you got to get to Andy Dalton. You can't let him get comfortable. You can't let him get in a rhythm. He's a rhythm quarterback. He has a rock-solid arm. He's very efficient this year. He's completing over 60% of his passes. But I think essentially you got to make it one-dimensional. You got to stop the run. You got to put him in a position where he has to throw the ball, and we got to get pressure on him. I think the left side of your offensive line is probably your most consistent offensive line. Like you said yesterday, and when we talked yesterday, they're weak up the middle, especially at the center position with the Bengals. And your right side, I wouldn't play them on my partner, to be honest. They just give up too much pressure. I think that if you're a defensive coordinator, you see the weak point of their offensive line, you attack it. So I think if you're going to attack the Bengals, you got to attack them up the middle. I mean, you got to run your dog blitzes up the middle, and you got to bring your pressure around the corner, especially on the right side. And if the Steelers can do that, and they approach this game like a playoff game, I think they've got a great chance to win the game on Sunday.
All right. Special teams-wise, Joe, special teams, any keys there, or any team you think has an advantage?
Yeah, well, I think with Pac-Man being out, I definitely push the advantage to the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially if they have Antonio Brown returning the punts. But we have one of the most prolific punters in the league. So, I think we can do a lot of directional kicks. I think we can do what we did when we went to Pittsburgh, and you get some height on the ball, you get some depth on the ball, and you give your covering team, an opportunity to cover. You don't outkick your coverage. if we do that with especially with the punt. I'm not necessarily too concerned about the kickoffs, but the punt, you can see the punt return team for Pittsburgh can change the dynamics or the outset of the game. So I think that being said, I think with Pac-Man, if we had Pac-Man, I would say that we're dead even. But with Pac-Man being out, I think it's going to be really crucial for us to cover these punts very well, because Antonio Brown, it is what it is. Antonio Brown is one of the most dangerous punt returners in the NFL right now. So I think from that standpoint, we have to do well on that. All of our special teams guys, our key special teams guys, are healthy. So I don't see that being a problem area. I see that we should be able to cover and do the things that we do that we did in Pittsburgh to negate those big plays that Pittsburgh relies on. Because when you look at this Pittsburgh team, they rely on that big play. You know, they with on the run, they're on the ground, they're doing well. But you see them hitting other teams with 2-3 passes over 45 yards, a punt return for 75 yards, which changes the dynamics of the game. So with that being said, I think it's key for us to really do a great job, cover, swarm on that punt return, and I think we can get to a point where, you know, it's our offense against their defense, and we negate the special teams edge that I think that they have.
All right, now, Icky, you came to the Bengals in 1988. Any special memories on Steeler Week or any game that stand out in your mind?
Well, you know, Steelers is a divisional foe, man. So every division game was super hype. You know, it wasn't like a regular season game, man. You were playing guys that, you know, you play twice a year, you play them at home, and then you go to their place and play them at their place. So it's always been a war and a battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. No matter what their records are during the course of the year, when those guys get together, man, all the records go out the window, and it's just it's a hard-fought, grind it out, hit each other in the mouth type of game.
Yeah, Leon, any special memories from Bengals Steeler games? I know you had a pretty good run since you were there when Dave Shula was there.
I know when I was with the Steelers, I mean, we won the divisional title, so it was always a heavyweight fight. The Bengals were always a foe. There was always a team, especially when we played them at home. They always gave us a good battle. Always gave us a good challenge. Very physical. You're going to be sore the next day. You're going to be in the hot tub, cold tub. You're going to get iced because, I mean, like you said, it's a divisional foe. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a battle. I think the key to this game is going to be whoever eliminates the turnovers or controls the time of possession, and it's going to be key when you talked about special teams earlier. The last thing that the Steelers want to have going into the game, starting deep in their territory. I mean, if they get good field position, these special teams, the punt return, kickoff returns, is going to be key. And just like when I played, you can't have turnovers. You got to eliminate the mistakes. You can't eliminate the turnovers because it's going to be a defensive battle. Both defenses are going to be stocked and locked and loaded. They're going to get pressure. They're going to try to control the line of scrimmage with the defensive front. And in my history in playing the Bengals, you just got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. Can't have any flaws. Can't have any breakdowns. Because I know they're going to come after Big Ben. They're going to come after him. They're going to try to put pressure on him. They're going to try to cause him to make mistakes. They're going to put the pressure on the offensive line. You have to protect them. That's just, my history with the Bengals has always been a rough, tough. No matter what the records was, we could be at that time when I played. The Bengals could be whatever they were, 4 or whatever, or 5 or whatever, 6 or whatever. But we knew if we came into Cincinnati, it was going to be a battle. And this is going to be a must-see TV game Sunday. They got a great tradition, a rivalry from the 80s, the 90s, and so forth. And it's good that both teams are playing so well. that make this game so exciting. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Joe.
I agree with both Icky and Leon in regards to this. There's a lot of hype around this game, and that's because, but like I said, both teams are doing well. We look at it, but even when whether or not the Bengals were up and the Steelers are down, or the Steelers were up, which was majority of this rivalry, they were up and the Bengals were down. It didn't matter. You throw all of that stuff out of the window, and on Sunday you lined up, and this was a special game. This was and as a professional, when you enter every game, every battle, it's just, you got to go about it in a professional way. This is a professional game. You're getting paid to go out here and perform, but there's still something about this. At the time, the AFC Central, there was something about those battles. There's something about Bengals Steelers, Steelers Browns, Steelers Ravens, Bengals Ravens, Bengals Browns. Those are the Oilers back in the day. Those rivals, they bring out the best in you. So everything you have, everything you are as a person, as a football player, as an athlete, this was the week that you were going to perform at your highest ability, because you knew that the other guy in front of you, even though and we don't have a huge length of years that we can say, hey, we dominated the Steelers, because it wasn't a lot. They dominated this entire series. But in those mid-'80s to 90s, we dominated those guys. But to say that, Greg Lloyd was knocking guys out. Mike Merriweather was knocking guys out. Lewis Lips was making some plays. So even when the Bengals were down with Dave Shula, Carl Pickens was making some plays. Corey Dillon ran well against Pittsburgh.
Hey, Jeff Blake got Leon on a Thursday night in Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah. So, you look at that.
Yeah, I had to. I think it was the only time you lost to the Bengals, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is one of those games.
Yeah, Leon, we had to bring him up. That's right.
And Icky can attest to this, this rivalry. Because when Icky came in and Icky was the most exciting, not only a rookie, was the most exciting offensive player in the NFL in 1988. So it wasn't, coming to Vegas, coming to Cincinnati. When he came here, it was just like me. In 1986, my first, I knew about Pittsburgh, but it wasn't that big of an issue to me because I didn't understand the rivalry. And I know as when we played Pittsburgh and Icky's first game and then his second game, he understood that rivalry. So it was in this type of game, in this type of setting, you understand it is what records are out. It doesn't matter that we are the number one seed. Pittsburgh is they're in the playoff hunt. They're in the playoffs. They went out. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It didn't matter if Pittsburgh was 2-10 and we were 2-10. You understand? Sunday it's going to be a battle. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to bleed. We're going to cry if we have to. Yeah, we're going to. There's going to be some penalties because this is the type of game it is. This it knows. So it knows. There'll be a couple fights.
There'll be some fights, yeah.
So this is a huge week. This is a huge week for the city of Cincinnati. Understand and Leon, I wish you were coming to Cincy so you can come tailgate, so you can understand and you can feel this Bengals-Steelers rivalry from a Bengal perspective.
Well, I would come, but I know y'all barbecue is probably so that's the reason why I'm not coming to the tailgate.
Well, the last time the Bengals played the Steelers, Leon was supposed to be there. He didn't even show up because he knew what was going to happen.
Whatever, man. And I want to talk about in reference to that Jeff Blake. I want to thank Jeff Blake for beating us on that Thursday night because we ran off 7 and went to the Super Bowl. So thank you, Jeff Blake, for beating us Thursday night because it riled us up. We ran the table and went to the Super Bowl. So, Jeff Blake, thank you for that loss.
But that might have been our best win from 1991 to 2002. So we both got.
Yeah, I'll tell Ick, give Jeff a call and let him know that Leon Searcy gave him a shout out tonight on the show for whooping.
Yeah. Tell him I said.
Well, hey, we ought to get Jeff on the show with Leon, and we'll interview Jeff.
Please do. Tell him Arizona was nice. Super Bowl Thursday. Tell him it was nice and warm. The weather in the Gulf section.
Yeah. But all right, final predictions. Leon, who you picking?
Whoa. You have to ask that question, really?
We know you already think the Bengals are the best team in the AFC.
You said it.
I can play the clip. You said it.
Yeah, he was.
You said it last night, Leon.
He said it last night. You said it the week, but you've been saying it for like 3 or 4 weeks, Leon.
Yeah, they're the best team in the AFC, but even Tyson got his ass knocked out. All right, so
you saying Pittsburgh's like Buster Douglas?
They're gonna be Buster Douglas come Sunday.
All right, Buster. All right, Buster.
I got the Steelers 24-20.
All right, Leon. I just went to Leon. Iggy.
Oh, I'm going 28-21 Bengals.
All right, Joe.
Well, let me tell Mr. Leon. Matter of fact, let me tell Mr. Buster Douglas. You know, since he's representing Buster Douglas, this ain't
That's right, we Buster.
This ain't Mike Tyson, and we're not in Japan, and we're not spending all our nights with these little pretty Asian girls.
Yeah, and Eddie Dolan ain't married to Robin Givens, so Don King don't owe the Bengals. Of course, there's a couple times I wish he did.
Mike, let me tell Buster Douglas that we are at home, we are heated, we are dialed in, we're waiting for 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Mr. Buster Douglas, Leon Searcy. Excuse me, sir. We're going to show up. We're going to show up, man, and we're going to show out, Mike. I've been waiting for this, Mike. Mike, I told you when I went to Pittsburgh how it was, and unfortunately, Icky. I want to give a shout out to Icky Woods and he has a awesome foundation, which is Javante Woods Foundation.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that before we got off. You want to let us know where you're going to be, or you got a website or anything, Icky?
Yeah, you can go to Javante. It's spelled Jovante woodsfoundation.org, and we got all types of memorabilia stuff on there. You can make donations to help the foundation, and just to let everybody know, I lost my middle son 5 years ago to asthma, and we started a foundation in his name called the Javante Woods Foundation. And what I do is I go around the country raising money for asthma research, hopefully, if not to find a cure, hopefully find a better way to treat that serious disease called asthma.
Yeah, and if you have a hard time remembering that, we will also post a link on our Grilling Truth Facebook page, so you can go there to get the link also. Once this shows up, we'll go ahead and put that on there for you too, Icky.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So did we get a score yet from Joe?
Yeah, we're going to get a score from Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly, we're going to say that the Bengals are going to score 28 and Pittsburgh is going to score 14, 28-14. Cincinnati Bengals, Who Dey Nation, clinch the division, and now we are the big brother, Mr. Searcy, and I thank you.
Y'all get to be the little brother, though, because Cleveland would definitely have to be the little sister.
Y'all may be the big brother. Y'all still take the ugly girl to the dance, though.
Once again, show me a Steeler fan in a Steeler uniform that is not ugly, and I'll buy that.
All right.
Me and my son, we were when the Bengals beat the Steelers on Monday Night Football 2 years ago. My son sat there and took a picture of every fat woman in a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, and he came up with like 20.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
And the ones that weren't fat had no teeth.
That was
First of all, y'all got so many fat women at the stadium that there's a scale before y'all come into the stadium. So I know you're not talking about that.
At least we can use a regular scale. You got to take yours to the old feet and green.
Y'all always over capacity. Listen, y'all got more fat women at y'all stadium. Come on now. That's why there's a weight limit at y'all stadium. I guarantee you for sure. You talk about fat women. You ain't got nothing.
We're ready. Cersei, we're ready. Our ladies are ready. Our guys are ready. Our kids are ready. The city is ready. We're ready. We know you guys are going to come here in force. We know it's going to be a lot of black and you want to say black, a little putrid yellow. You know, it's going to be a lot of that. Those that color. You know.
Wait a minute. First of all, we black and gold.
No, you're putrid yellow. You're putrid yellow. That means you're black and throw up yellow. That's what that means. I'm gonna say that you're black and throw up yellow. You know, you're not black and orange like us. You're black and putrid yellow. So that's what you're gonna be Sunday at 1:00. I cannot wait until next week's show. Matter of fact, Leon, can I ask?
Please have me on next week. Please have me on next week.
We will have you on the first half of the show. We're playing the 49ers next week, so that'll be like Cleveland. So, yeah, we can have Leon back on the show to talk about
it. Next week, huh? After y'all play us, you got another bye.
From my homeboy, Icky Woods, it would be an honor for you to show up next Wednesday after the loss, man-to-man, mano-a-mano. You know, matter of fact, Leon, I think Icky Woods has a bet with you. You got a bet with Cersei. You know, Cersei, you win. You know, you win. Cersei has to wear some bingo gear or something. What do you think?
I will. If y'all win next week, I will wear a Cincinnati Bengals jersey with pleasure. But if I win. When we win, I need to post every one of y'all with a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey on and a terrible towel.
I'm a man of my word. He didn't say what we can do with that towel. I'll get a terrible towel, but he didn't say what I have to do with it.
Wipe my ass with it.
Yeah,
I don't care what you do with it. I don't care what you do with it, as long as I see it on you somewhere. So after you wipe your ass, make sure it's on your shoulder.
We'll send it back to you, Leon, so you still got it.
You say make sure you stick it on yourself somewhere, huh?
Exactly.
That's what's up. That sounds good. I'm so looking forward to this game. Can't wait till it get here.
And I will say Bengals 31, Steelers 14.
Yeah.
Hey, Leon, what we got to do is this. If we're going to have you on the Bengals Steelers show next week, maybe we need to have your brother Clay on there from last night's Pick'em show.
No, Clay can't come on the show.
Leon has kicked one of his boys off the show.
No, he can't.
We just had him to explain for 20 minutes why the Steelers were going to beat the Bengals, and he couldn't come up with a good reason.
Well,
anybody out there, if you listen to our Pick'em show from last night, at the 46-minute mark, you'll get to hear a typical Pittsburgh Steeler fan, how they talk and how they think.
Well, I'll tell you what, Leon, I know one thing. I'll invite one of my homeboys on the show. He's on Icky Woods can call into this show. Icky can be in Fresno. Icky can be in Jamaica and call into this show. I'll never kick you off the show.
Well, and the other thing is this. We'll have to watch it, though, because me and Joe have now dropped an F-bomb once each over the last week.
Leon, you had to boot him off, Leon?
Yeah, he had to go, bro.
Yeah, Leon kicked his buddy off the show, Ick.
Yeah,
he kicked his buddy off the show. His buddy can't ever come on the show again.
What happened? He didn't represent like you thought he was going to do?
Nah, bro. He should have back 50 years, bro.
Honestly, Leon didn't know him. He was just a guy that wanted a challenge to come on the Pick'em show, so. He had a rough time last night. It was like watching a guy with no arms try to swim. It was bad.
You might hit him with a couple questions. Next thing you know, he was saying, Andy Dalton's the greatest.
Well, you got to admit that's true. I'll tell you, you just thought he was Andy Dalton's dad the way he was talking about him by the time we got done with him. And the great thing is, me and this guy talked for like 15 minutes to each other, and Leon was real quiet the whole time.
I know Leon was over there steaming. He was hot.
But it was
was he supposed to be a Steelers fan?
He was. He is a Steelers fan. He was a
Steelers fan.
He was a Steelers fan.
Yeah. You know. It
hey,
was a bad
but the thing is this: the guy was so nuts, and it was so funny. We've already got like 2,852 listeners already from that show in like 8 hours.
Is that right? Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So good deal, man. Awesome.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah,
hey, I want to thank Iggy for coming on the show. It was an honor.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. I had a wonderful
time. Real quick, you want to give the website for your son's foundation again?
Yeah, it's called Jovante, and that's spelled Jovante Woods Foundation.org is the website. You can go on there, and we have all the things that we have coming up as far as fundraisers, and then we also have the foundation store where you can go on there and buy Christmas gifts for the Bengal fans or people who are fans of the commercial. I have the cold cut T-shirts on there. We got balls, jerseys, whatever you can think of memorabilia-wise, hats, signs. We have it all on the website. And my motto is, if we can get a whole lot of people giving a little bit, it helps us to raise a whole lot. And we need to raise a whole lot to fight this deadly disease called asthma.
Yeah, definitely a great cause, Icky. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
Mike,
brother. I appreciate it.
Go
let
ahead,
me
Joe.
finish with the foundation, because I'm actually president of his son's foundation. On January 11th, it is Jovante's birthday, and on that day we will be at Children's Hospital of Cincinnati. When we will be donating the last $50,000, which would will actually be $100,000 that we've donated to Children's Hospital. And as a result of that, Jovante Woods would have an endowment at Children's Hospital. So we're doing a lot of great things, a lot of great causes, for this, because Jovante Woods was an awesome kid, and not because it's just Icky's son and that's my guy. This guy was a special kid, and God took one of His angels away from us, and this kid was a great athlete. As not only been a great athlete, this kid was a 3.8 student. This kid was definitely headed toward being a Division I athlete. He was a football player, track athlete, basketball. He did it all. So with that, we have a very special ceremony coming up in January on his birthday, commemorating his birthday. And as a result, we'll be giving the last part of our $100,000 in order to have Jovante Woods permanently engraved on the hospital at Children's Hospital of Cincinnati. So I definitely want to give a shout out to my boy Icky Woods for taking the time out and being a part of our show. Definitely Leon Searcy, all pro guy, taking the time out to be part of our show, and just let the audience know that and understand what these guys are doing now with their time, and then as well as coming back and having a great time, and talk about the teams that are playing now. And we go at it, but it's all in fun. And we are diehard Bengal fans, just like Leon's a diehard Pittsburgh fan, and it's all fun. So, with that being said, I actually really want to thank Ick for coming on and Leon for coming on and being part of our show.
Yeah, most definitely. So make sure you check. Go ahead.
No, I just appreciate you having me on.
Hey, thanks a lot, Icky. Make sure you check out the Javante Woods Foundation. The link will be on the Grueling Truth Facebook page. Make sure you check that out and like it. Check out our sponsor, Gridiron Mo, www.gridironmo.com. So, for Icky Woods, Leon Steers, and Joe Kelly, this is Mike Goodbastard. You've been listening to the Grueling Truth. What?
Hey, here's something that you never hear on the Bengals show. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
You done interrupted me.
You could have kept right on through that one.
For the next 3 minutes, Joe is going to do the Who Dey rap from 1988.
That's right. Who Dey?
Who Dey? I would love to
beat them Bengals.
In the jungle, afraid of nobody.
Icky Wood, I love to play in your golf tournament, man.
Man, we love to have you out, brother. I'll get all your information from Joe, man. We'll get you out an invite, man. Come on out and have some fun with us.
I appreciate it, bro.
We have a great time, Leon. It's great. We actually have one in Cincinnati and one in Dayton. So, whenever you're available. And Mike also, man, you come down, man. And because I can't play golf. I can't play golf a little bit. But we have a great time. You have a lot of, great guys, Hall of Fame guys, just all-pro guys, just regular guys like myself. A lot of. We have athletes, we have entertainers. So we have a great time, a great group of guys, great group of people that have been part of this Javante Woods Foundation for a number of years. So, Leon, it'd be great. You and Mike to be part of our golf team.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, my sons both love you. They met you about a year and a half ago. Actually, they met you like 4 years ago. Your son Jermaine played for the River Monsters for a little while. I was a defensive line coach on that team. Then I was the head coach last year when you came down, flipped the coin and everything. You spent a little time with my son, took a picture with him. I mean, he got that picture on his wall, on his Facebook, all over the place.
Cool thing.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, hey, guys, we're going to get off here before some moron from Pittsburgh starts singing Here We Go Steelers again. So, for Leon, Icky, Joe, I'm Mike. You've been listening to Grueling Truth, where the legends speak. Who Dey?
Who Dey?
Who Dey, baby?